Hi there, welcome to Paul Kane High School. My name is Randy Kozak. I am the culinary arts instructor here at Paul Kane High School. Today, what we're going to show you is you're going to have a ton of time with your guests during turkey dinner. Because the problem is, turkey dinner, everybody's enjoying themselves, you're in the kitchen, spending all this time cooking, and you have no time to spend with your guests. So today, I'm going to show you how you can spend a whole time with your guests and not even worry about what's in the oven because it's already ready and you're just going to have a little bit of wine and everything else and enjoy your guests. So what we're going to do today is, first of all, I'm going to tell you the things you're going to need, and you have a little kind of picture here on what things we're going to do. I have the tools and pieces and parts you're going to need. Obviously, we're going to need a turkey, whatever size turkey, whatever size your family. Okay, number one, we're going to need a turkey. Number two, a cutting board. I like using a tray because any of the liquids are drained off rather than mucking them up and trying to catch them, skinning down your counter. They're all in this one tray. So I can take this to the sink and clean it up. Tools. What kind of tools am I going to need? I'm going to need a boning knife. I don't know if you have one. If you don't have a boning knife, it's a flexible blade, real sharp. Oh, geez. That there could help you. If you don't, grab your butcher's block. A paring knife can work. That one isn't too sharp. So a steel is going to help you sharpen it up a bit. So you just give it a couple of strokes back and forth, nice and tight. Work on the metal. Okay. A paring knife can work. Not the best. We got a boning knife. We're going to dice some veg. French knife. Smaller, bigger, whatever you're comfortable with. That one's pretty tight. Okay. It's nice and sharp. And in the end, when we cut everything up, we can use a bread knife, serrated knife, okay? Same kind of thing. We want to feel it if it's nice and sharp. I can use a steel on that as well, okay? And I just kind of sharpen a little bit like that. So for the most part, those are the tools we're going to need. One more thing we're going to need, ball string. Butchers use it. You can get it at a lot of places. This will make your life a lot easier if you can have some butcher's twine. If you're not, then you can use something else, but this is probably the best thing you can use. And what we're not using today for sure is a scale. We don't need a scale. It doesn't matter. We don't care about this. I don't want to throw it because it's kind of worth a few bucks, but we're not going to need a scale. We're going to right down to cooking, and then I can get you back cooking and drinking and having fun with the people and friends that are here. All right, the best part, number one, we're going to start with the turkey's here. It's ready to rumble. It should be in the fridge. I apologize for it sitting out a bit. This is only going to be a minute or two, so don't call the health inspector. What we're going to do first is we're going to talk about getting our stuffing ready or whatever else we're going to need for their turkey dinner. Number one, I always like making a mixture of salt and pepper. This is a common practice in a lot of the big hotels, restaurants. If you pre-mix the pepper with the salt, you never have too much pepper. So it's pre-mixed, ready to roll. So I have a salt and pepper mixture ready to go. Also my stuffing, what do I want? Do I want margarine? Do I want thyme? Do I want basil? Do I want oregano, poultry seasoning? That's totally up to you. Cajun. If you want Cajun in there, put Cajun in there. Doesn't matter. Whatever you like, that's what you need to put in it. Don't be worried about what you're putting or what you're not putting. What you put in there is up to you, and make that work. We got that set up. We're going to take bread. Everybody waits and tries to make stuffing out of those ends and pieces. Why are you using ends and pieces? Use the best part of the bread. So here we're going to take some bread. We're going to cut it all up, and we're going to make our stuffing. I'm just going to make a little batch up so you know what we need to do with this. And I'm going to take my French knife. I'm just going to take it, cut it into nice cubes. Careful, watch your fingers. Make sure you don't cut yourself. Your guests will not like the little red chunks and pieces of meat in your stuffing. And I'm just going to keep cutting across. As you can see, it's moist and it has liquid. So there's liquid or there's some moisture in this already, so we don't need to keep adding liquid. Whenever we make stuffing, it's always the dry bread and add liquid. Why not use real bread? nice and fresh, then we don't have to add as much liquid. I have some chicken stock here all ready to roll, so we can sort it with that. Chicken stock, anything you want to put into that, that's up to you, all right? I'm going to go over here, I'm going to grab a bowl, I'm going to put all of our bread in the bowl. How much bread do you want to make? What do you want to make? How much stuffing do you want to make? Today we're not putting the stuffing in the turkey. Today we're making the stuffing on the side, and once you're done this stuffing is going to take you 40-45 minutes tops to be perfect. I'm going to show you later through the miracle of cooking it prior to this video, but this stuffing will be absolutely immaculate, and you don't have to stuff the turkey and pull it out of the turkey and make all this mess. Today what I'm going to do is show you how everything is going to be clean, neat, tidy, and then you're spending time with your guests, not in the kitchen, and that's the whole part of this, okay? I got all my stuffing, or all my bread in here all cut. What do you want in your stuffing? What kind of things do you want? Do you want onions? Do you want celery? Do you want carrots? Do you want, well, let's say some green onions? Do you want to put mandarin oranges? What's wrong with mandarin oranges? How about we try something else? How about we put a cranberry salsa in there? You're looking at me going, what? Cranberry salsa? Cranberry salsa. Why not? We're going to make a stuffing that's a little bit outside the whole realm of stuffings and everything else that your mama used to make. But we're going to do a whole different thing here. I'm going to take an onion. I'm going to cut it. The best part of the onion is we're going to cut it up. Again, I am a professional. Do not cut this fast. You will cut your fingers. And this type here, all this onion, nice fine dice. We're going to take that, take it in a pan, saute it on the stove prior to putting in the stuffing. Today, obviously, we're just going to toss it in. I got my onion done. Then I'm going to take some celery. Again, I'm going to take it and cut it into nice fine strips. And again, we're going to just cut it all up nice and real fine. I'm going to take that. I'm going to put that in the stuffing. Yeah, we want to put a carrot in there, give it some nice color. So I'm going to take a carrot, I'm going to move that out there. We're going to cut that into small pieces as well. What do we do with all this extra stuff, all the odds and ends and pieces? We can take all of that after and stick it underneath our turkey when we stick it in the oven. And I'll show you that when that comes to it. And again, we're just going to cut this all nice fine dice. What is a fine dice? Fine dice is a 1/4 inch by a 1/4 inch. And you can see there already there's nice color. We're going to take a little bit chicken stock. We're going to mix that inside. I'm going to take some of my poultry seasoning, a little bit of salt and pepper. I'm going to mix that up. What else are we missing to bind this all together? We're going to need probably, just based on the size of this, 2 eggs. 2 eggs will probably be enough to bind this all together. And the best part of the eggs is while that cooks, it's going to hold it all together. Of course, you know that already. So as I mix this up, all the vegetables can be cooked prior, so you can cook all your vegetables up in a frying pan. And this probably looks good on TV, but if you mix it up with your hands, you'll get through it a lot quicker. I find that I can get a sense of that kind of little baseball, and that baseball tells me that's got enough moisture in it and it's going to stick together. Okay? What we're going to do with this is I'm going to do 2 things. One, we can use mandarin oranges. Okay? You can buy a can of mandarin oranges. You can go to your local grocery store, buy mandarin oranges. This one here, you just take it and you're just going to cut it up into pieces. And I'm going to take half of this, put some mandarin oranges in it. I'm going to take the other half. I'm going to put, you can see a little bit of cranberry salsa. I'm going to mix that a little bit into there. Also, how are we going to cook this? We're going to cook this in a loaf pan. The loaf pan is going to go inside a pan that is with water. So we're going to take this loaf pan, put it in a pan in the oven, about 350 degrees, and then we're going to put it in and let the moisture cover about 3/4 of it, and that's what's going to happen, is going to keep it nice and moist. And I'll show you what that's going to look like. So I take this, and I've just mixed up the mandarin oranges in there. I'm going to just take that in the loaf pan, squeeze it in nice and tight. And if I can keep it nice and tight again with the eggs and all the moisture in the bread, keeps it nice and it's going to be good. There, I mixed up with our salsa. Okay, cranberry salsa. I don't know about you, but you can't smell this. It smells absolutely awesome. So we're going to take that and just squeeze it into the pan. I made 1/2, 1/2. You can do it at home, whatever you want to do. But I just made it 1/2, 1/2 so you can see what it's going to look like. I apologize, you're not going to be able to taste it, but you need to trust me. It's going to be totally awesome. Okay? I'll show you before we put the turkey in, when we put it at the same time, how this is going to look. So right now we're going to put that aside. I'm going to take everything else aside, and then we're going to get ready for our turkey right in 2 seconds. All right, now we have our stuffing done. Now we have to do the turkey. The turkey. The best part of the entire meal is doing the turkey. What I'm going to show you now is how you can shave 2 to 3 hours of your cooking time or being in the kitchen. What we're going to do is debone the turkey, and it's going to be boneless, and then you have a few options what you can do with it or how you can dress this up. Number one, whatever type of turkey you get, chicken, duck, Miriam's turkey, anything or whatever type of poultry you like, we're going to use this. Obviously, if it's a chicken, it's going to be a lot smaller, or a duck, could be a goose, but it's going to be the same process. Okay? So number one, what we need to do is I'm going to take my boning knife. I'm going to cut off the wings. I'm going to put that right on my baking sheet. I'm going to take the other wing, cut it off. Obviously, we're going to take it off right at the joint, okay? Right at the joint of the bone. Then I have my breasts and my legs. I'm going to separate those from white meat to dark meat. I'm going to just give it a little spin here. If I just nice and lightly cut the skin, I'm going to spin it around. Nice and slowly. I'm trying to do this slowly. I'm usually used to doing this real quick. So I apologize if you're going through this. You can always rewind it and go through it again. Just make a little cut here along the side. Giblets, neck, all the other good stuff. I personally don't use it. If you want to use it in your stuffing, you can take it out earlier, put it in your stuffing. Right now I'm going to take this. We're going to put it in the pan when we do our cooking, and all that's going to give us more flavor for our gravy. I have my front and back, breasts and legs separated. All I have to do is just turn it a little bit. It'll break right at the back. I take the knife, split it. Now all of a sudden I have my front and back separated. I'm going to take the breast first. Okay, I'll take this first, spin it around, and what we want to do is take the knife, and there's going to be a breastbone, and we just want to separate it on each side of the breastbone. So I'm going to take the knife, just the tip, nice and gently. I'm going to run it just along the breastbone. You can hear I'm going real tight to the breastbone. Some people prefer not to go super clean and tight, because when they throw this in the stock pot, all that meat is going to give it a lot more flavor. So that's up to you. I prefer to get it nice and clean, nice and tight. Come down to the joint where the wing comes. I cut it. Okay?